Hello, hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I'm your host, John Harris, and today on Rock Metal Podcast, we have FEARANCY. They have a new album called Dæmonium, or A Devil, which is released on August 13th via MDD Records. Right now, I am being joined by Phil, Punxsutawney Phil, to share some more information about this stellar release, what the band has got going on. So, Phil, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely great to have you on, and also thanks for filling in because Dorney was supposed to do it, but he was like, "No, I can't do it. I'm not good enough." So he brought you in.
Well, the bass player was exchanged by the guitarist. Now he has a job interview to do.
A bass player has a job interview?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's got to take it. You know. You don't get these chances every day.
I know. He's got to get up off of his girlfriend's couch and go. That's incredible. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this album, Dæmonium. What went into crafting this album? Is there a concept? Is there a theme?
It's not really a concept album. It surely has some topics we wanted to deal with, like, for example, different states of anxieties, which also can be seen in the name FEARANCY itself, which is a name that actually doesn't exist. This word doesn't exist, but fear is always one of the topics we deal with in our lyrics. So it's not a concept album. We changed the name, or we got the name pretty much at the end of the writing process. It was actually after we got the great artwork, which we all fell in love with, and it reminded us of the demon, the artwork itself, the green face, and we thought Dæmonium would be great name, the inner demon, fighting the inner demon. And it's pretty much how we got to the name. And I'm also a Latin teacher. Dæmonium is kind of the Latin form of demon. So the one thing got to another.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the artwork was made first.
It was actually made by an artist we found online, who sold artworks which he had done in the lockdown period. He also worked for bands like Hatebreed, for example. He's a professional, does a really great job, and he sent us some pictures, and this one was for sale, and we said we gotta buy this. It looks great, it fits well to our style. And so it was pretty funny because it influenced our album title, our the title track itself, Dæmonium. It was it's a great thing to happen if you find some artwork that has so much influence on the album itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So did the Latin name come first, or were you that guy who showed up to the meeting and they were like, "We're going to call it A Devil," and you were like, "Actually, let's call it Dæmonium because it's Latin"?
It was Dorney who had the idea. I don't know if it was Dæmonion, which is the Greek version, Dæmonion, or Dæmonium, which we I can't remember if we changed it afterwards, but it was actually his idea.
Okay. And
just collecting some ideas, and we all liked it and said, let's deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here, let's go trivia lane. Is it a Greek word or is it a Latin word? Like etymologically speaking.
It's a Greek word. Daimonion is the original form, but it also exists in Latin, and there it's called Dæmonium, how we write it.
Yeah, a demon. And what is its original meaning or intended usage?
It's like the inner demon you fight with every day, the inner conflicts you have. This in the title track, which is also called Dæmonium, I wrote Latin verse in Latin language because I'm a Latin teacher, and it deals with the demon who kind of controls you from the inside. Mm-hmm. It's like the bad things that take over the control over your body. Things you can't control, like raising anger, for example. Yeah, so it's this kind of demon everyone deals with in his life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the inner demon. I found that to be very interesting. So it's not some kind of monster or something that exists in the outer world. It's some sort of internal concept.
Yes, that what it was supposed to be. But in the video, we kind of tried to show the demon as a person. We don't know if you've seen the video on YouTube for Dæmonium. You can see. I'm
watching it right now, Phil.
Guy.
I'm watching it right now.
A costumed guy in a demon costume. It's called Krampus. Don't know if you've heard the name before. There's also a horror movie called Krampus, some years ago.
Isn't that coming up here? Isn't it? I don't want to say a Christmas thing, but isn't it something that happens around Christmas in your neck of the woods?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a tradition over here. You call it Krampus or Beacht. And these are pretty expensive and nice-looking costumes. They are wearing at time around Christmas. Sometimes beating up people, beating and frightening them, frightening kids, and so on. And yeah, we thought it would be a nice idea to have this in our video as a personification for the inner demon. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to spell Krampus. Is that how you say it? Krampus?
Krampus.
Krampus. Yeah.
Krampus, yeah.
Okay. What an ugly dude. Feeding on children.
Yeah, sometimes they beat up each other, beat up people, so they have to go to the hospital. It's sometimes pretty, intense, I would say.
Mm-hmm. It does sound absolutely freaking intense.
That's Austria, man.
I know. No wonder there's so much fearancy going on.
Yeah.
So much fearancy, baby. Okay, so I also see so much going on in this music video. So for everybody tuning in right now, you head over to YouTube, type in Fearancy, and then Dæmonium. You can check out the music video. It's stellar. I'm watching. It looks like the bass player right now. He's in between notes, but there's quite a bit of acting going on in here as well. I mean, the set itself is cool. Like, maybe take us a little bit more. How did you guys find this space? Where are you guys?
We come from the eastern part of Austria. It's called Styria, the region, and we have a friend who made this video and shared some ideas which we wanted to deal with in this video, and we were looking for a place. And one location was an old train wagon where you see the glass and mirror pieces hanging down from the ceiling, and it's an old train. You call it wagon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
wagon.
Yeah, you can call it a wagon. Yeah, I guess depending on what it is, but yeah,
it's a train part. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Standing around in the garden of some guy. There was one location. Another one was an old house, a mill, which was burned down, I think, 60 years ago, and we thought it would be a great location. You see black burning pieces everywhere, and it were two different locations, 2 different days we were shooting the video, and the drummer is actually the the main actor of this video. The guy
in the chair.
Who sets himself free, deals with his inner demon, which is also seen as the Krampus in this video.
Also reminds me of tarot. Are you familiar with tarot cards?
Tarot, yeah, a little bit. It's not so common in here, over here, but I know them. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't have witchcraft in Austria, but one of the concepts in tarot cards is that you are imprisoned by your own will, or enchained to circumstances by your own will, and as soon as you realize that it's your own will that's keeping you imprisoned, you just break yourself free. Yeah,
sounds really good and close to what we were tending to do with this video, tending to show.
And I see you with a very nice guitar. Is that a Schecter?
Yeah, it's really a Schecter. Blackjack ATX. Don't know the exact model, but it's with Seymour Duncan pickups. Really love this guitar. Been using it on both albums we already recorded.
So that's the sound I'm hearing, is this Schecter with Seymour Duncans?
Exactly, yeah. It's on the video, and I also recorded most of the parts on the album with it.
What kind of amps? What are you plugged into, Phil?
I'm plugged into a Kemper profiler. It's what most of the metal guitarists use nowadays because it's so practical, live. It's not that heavy. You have thousands of sounds you can use. You can pimp it up really nicely.
Pimp it? You can pimp it up?
Pimp it up, yeah. You can modify.
How do you pimp up a Kemper? Talk to me.
It's like using pedals, but you do this digitally. You have buttons to, let's say, use a distortion pedal, and you can turn it up really high without getting the annoying feedback, the noises you don't want to have live. So you can shut down the noises and ramp up the distortion, for example. You have lots of possibilities. And I actually, the guy who produced our album, JF from Kataklysm, a Canadian guy you might know.
Talk to him. I had him on the show.
Ah, cool. He's a really nice guy. I'm been in touch with him for like 2 or 3 years. He got me to Kemper. I was writing him as a fanboy, actually, and asking how he did this great sound live. And he told me with this Kemper. So we got in touch and ended up as, let's say friends nowadays. And he's a really great, humble guy and showed me many great things. I would call him a mentor.
Yeah.
So to say, yeah.
He's wise. Kataklysm themselves are awesome. And for anybody who's interested, if you go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/C/The Rock Metal Podcast, you can type in Kataklysm and you can check out that interview that I have with them. And it's a great interview. It's done probably about a year ago at this point, at time of recording.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Now, I'm looking on the Schecter website to try and find out what kind of Seymour Duncan pickups, and it looks like it doesn't come stock with those, at least not now. So did you put those in later? Did it actually come with them? What kind of Seymour Duncan pickups are they?
No, it actually came with them. It's Seymour Duncan Blackouts.
So they're active.
I think Blackout is active, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the same one that Mick Thompson from Slipknot uses. I think he's the guy with these pickups. I really like them. Yeah, they are, in my opinion, more aggressive than EMGs, for example. It's like the last kind of kick you get out of them.
Okay. All right. Very interesting stuff. Cool. What else is there to chat about, Phil? Voices. we chat about voices. Is there a video for voices?
Yeah, it's a lyric video we've put out like 1 month ago, I guess. It's, I would say, one of my favorite songs on the record. It's the fastest one, the most brutal one, I think. And yeah, like many other songs, this one was a bit inspired by Kataklysm, like you asked before, one of my favorite bands, live and in studio. Yeah, it's like you can see in the lyric video, a story where a guy is kind of tied up to a bed and he's in a coma-like condition. He's not seeing where he is, but he's hearing voices, like guys standing around and whispering things, and he doesn't know where he is or what's going on, but he's hearing voices, and there might be a plot to how he came there. It's like not solved. It's just this state where he's in, and what he's struggling with and hearing around him. So that's basically the story behind Voices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You also mentioned it's your favorite track on the album, and you gave, I think, some reasons why. It's a fast song. But I guess maybe dive a little bit deeper into that. Was it always your favorite track? Did it eventually become your favorite track?
I would say it's one of 2 or 3 tracks. One of the 2 or 3 favorite tracks. It's because of the main riff. I like the aggression of it. I like the verse, which is fast but groovy. I like this kind of sound. I also love it in many Kataklysm songs. Like the melodies, and it's even heavier than it was intended to be when I wrote the riffs. I sent it to our drummer, and he even made it more aggressive and powerful. For example, including a blast beat in the chorus, which is not that common, and I kind of had to get used to it, but I love it now, because it's not what you hear every day, and I think it fits the song very well. And it's also because of the intro, which we had done by a friend of JF, the industrial kind of atmospheric intro, which I also like very much. It gives the last or the final atmosphere to the song. And it also works well live. We often get the people to make a circle pit after the intro, because the intro itself, it's pretty slow and atmospheric, and it starts right at the fast part, which fits well for circle pit. So
you guys open with that one, like before you come on stage live, we're hearing the atmospheric stuff. We can see the lights have dimmed, the fog machine's going. You've got your FEARANCY banner on the back, and we're waiting patiently. And then you guys come out, and we're like, woo! And then like the one drunk girl is like, ow! And it could have been anybody. I'm sorry, it could have been anybody. And she's
the one and only.
Yeah, she's like, ow! And then
that's what we.
And then you guys
not yet.
Okay, and then you guys come out, and then hit into it. Is that what happens?
It's not the first song we play live. We used to start with Last Disease, the first song on the record, because it also has a clean intro, a slow intro, and starts pretty heavy as well. But we usually play Voices like the last song or semi-last song, with a short break before that. I like it when live shows have short breaks, short intros, or something you can relax for a few seconds, not blasting throughout the whole show. So I think it's a nice effect live.
Yeah. Now, speaking of live, how's that going in Austria?
Well, we have many really nice festivals going on. The biggest one is Nova Rock, which they are the biggest bands in the world: Metallica, Rammstein, Kiss, Green Day, whatsoever. It's the biggest one. We haven't played there yet, maybe in the future, but there are also many smaller festivals. For example, Area 53 is one we played this summer with bands like Insomnium, for example, Epica, really nice festival. And yet, it has tradition in Austria, I would say. There are many people willing to buy tickets, willing to see the bands live. Kataklysm, for example, I think is more famous in Austria, Germany than in the United States. That's what Jeff also told me, that the fans are going crazy in Europe, Germany and Austria.
I'd believe it.
Which I think it's really great.
Yeah,
and
we don't.
So
in North America, we don't really have radio stations for Kataklysm.
Radio stations, okay. We neither do we. That's kind of a Finnish or Swedish stuff. They have radio channels for that. They play it really, or even in TV shows, for example. Finland, I guess, is the most metal country.
It is. I figured that because it happened in Finland and like Sweden, that it would happen throughout all of Europe, but apparently I was wrong.
It would be great in Austria. I would love to hear that. But we are not there at this point. Maybe we can change it.
Maybe together we can change it. Cool.
And
all right. Sorry?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Cool. And that's your Latin diploma on the wall over there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guitars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No?
Yeah.
9.
2, 4, 6, 7 there in this room. And it's my diploma for my study.
Yes.
Latin and history, yeah.
Yes.
That's my working room where I also recorded the album. You can see the Kemper back there. You can see the amp.
Oh, is it a head? It's not the...
It's a head, yeah.
Oh, okay. I've only seen the ones that sit on top of a desk. They're kind of taller.
Yeah, it's the usual one is the one who looks like a toaster.
Yeah.
Maybe you mean this one.
Yeah.
I wanted the rack, which looks better in my opinion, and also I also can use it via cab. I can play it live, not only over the PA, for example.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you couldn't do that with the toaster, because I've seen the toaster show up live. I guess they're not plugged into a cabinet; they're just plugged into the PA.
Yeah, and they're hearing the sound over the monitors only. Okay. But I like to hear it live as well. I have both options going on.
Yeah, very cool, awesome. Does that change the sound of it, or does because you play through an kind of like an IR in a way on a Kemper, right? So does that change the sound when you go from what you're not necessarily emulating, you're profiling, because it's a whole signal chain. So it's from preamp to power amp to speaker to microphone.
Yeah.
But when you're playing live, obviously you don't have the speaker and the microphone, and it's not a simulation or an emulation, it's a profile, but you don't have that component. So does it sound different, what you have dialed in between the studio and live?
No, because you can simulate that as well. I recorded it directly from the Kemper to an audio interface and direct through the main out. So I didn't go over a cab, just directly from the Kemper. So it works the same way live. So I know that live the sound is always the same. Mm-hmm. That's one great thing from the Kemper, which I love, and many others do. Many guitarists use it nowadays.
I believe you, Herr Halper. I believe you. Okay, so today we chatted about Krampus, we chatted about Latin words, we chatted about Kataklysm, we chatted about Kemper profilers, we chatted about Dæmonium, the new album out now via MDD Records by FEARANCY. You can check out more information by going to fearancy.com. There's also a music video available for Dæmonium on YouTube and a lyric video for the track Voices on YouTube from the band FEARANCY. We've been joined by Phil here. Phil, that concludes my questions. Also, my next call is calling me. So thank you so much for popping on to the Rock Metal Podcast today.
Thank you very much for having me, and have a nice evening or day in Canada.
It is a day. It's always day in Canada. Beautiful.